Another week in lockdown, another new haircut. I'm on my 4th one so far. Started off with it bleached, then we had a Mohican, then we had a skinhead, and now it's long enough, so I've dyed it blue to match my Blue Skull logo. Because it's a nice bright colour, I thought I'd go for a nice bright photo today. And also, I've been doing one of these, Today's picture is going to be all about nice, big, bold, bright colours. Blue hair, green t-shirt. I'm shooting it against a white wall that's going to go slightly grey, and then I'm going to put probably a yellow background in Photoshop. I've also got me a nice pair of snazzy sunglasses. I always get my sunglasses from the women's section in Primark. Men's sunglasses and men's fashion in general is so dull. My definition of cool might be very different to a lot of other people's, but I'm all about standing out. I'm going for a really 90s vibe with going for a really 90s vibe with today's picture. I'm thinking big, bold, bright colours, giving it that almost cross-process look. If you're not sure what cross-processing is, it's developing your film, whether it's slide film or negative film, in the wrong chemicals, just to kind of give you weird colour shifts. And also busting out my ring flash, which again, very 90s style of lighting. So the flash goes in there, and it comes around there, and it goes out of there. So that was a really rubbish way of describing a ring flash, but that's kind of what it does. You can always tell when a ring flash has been used because it gives you those trademark sort of circles around the pupils of your eyes. But I'm not going to be using the ring flash as my main light. I'm using it as a fill today. I'm using this softbox here as my main light to give me a bit of depth and definition and shadowing, and then the ring flash will just fill in the shadows. So it still gives it a little bit of a surreal look. We're also shooting this on a slightly wider angle lens than I usually would do. So having said that, I think most of the videos I've done so far I've shot on a wider angle lens than I usually would do. I think it's because I do so many headshots of people, and they're always shot on my 85. So when I do get to do more creative portraits, then it's okay to mix it up a little bit. So for this, I'm using my zoom lens, but I've put it on 35mm. So it is going to kind of not be over the top grotesque caricature of a portrait, but it will just be slightly wide angle. And I'm probably going to be leaning into the camera as well. My settings, to get the boring stuff out of the way, because it's quite a bright day again, and because I want to use f4 for this, because I want to get a little bit of sort of shallow depth of field, so my ears and my hair is going out of focus. So I've got f4. My ISO is right down to 50 ISO, as low as it will go, and my shutter speed is 200th of a second. Because again, I want to drop out the ambient, and I want the picture lit by flash, not by the daylight that's coming in through the window. My settings for my flashes are my go-to settings, which are 1/8 power. I always go for 1/8 because it's kind of right in the middle, and then I can either go up or down. A lot of the time, I'm spot on with it. So I will now take a picture with just the main light, just the softbox. I will then take a picture with just the ring flash, and then I will take a picture of both of them together. And I will show those 3 pictures to show you how the lights interact with each other. I think that might be helpful. I felt like a bear walking into a pub then, and the barman said, "Why the long pause?" As I'm taking selfies again today, I'm using the Sony Imaging Edge mobile app to control the camera from my phone. And the next shot is just with the ring flash. And now I'm going to combine the ring flash and the softbox together. I've dropped the power of the ring flash down from an 1/8 to a 1/16. My main light, the softbox, is still on an 1/8 power. Let's see what we get with that. And that picture is much more like the result that I'm going for. I reckon that's something we can work with. as I said, I was looking through some pictures on Google of kind of like 90s rock stars, and there were some shots of Kurt Cobain that I found where he had a pair of glasses that were kind of similar to this, and that was one of the pictures that gave me the idea for this shoot. I don't know what to do with my facial expression. I'm just going to probably bust out a few. I seem to remember in my mind sort of lots of, it was always pictures of like wide angle of people like rah, kind of bringing out that alt rock aggression, rah. I don't think I've got any rah in me today. Let's see what we can bring out. I have had 2 cups of coffee, proper coffee. I was off proper coffee for ages. I also really wish that, no, I don't at all. Just shh, take pictures. Less chatty, more clicky. That was quite a cool one. I liked that one. I feel like I need to do something more with my mouth. A bit more expression. And that was quite cool. I don't really like cropping my work too much. I like to get as much right in camera as I can. So with that, I'm kind of imagining it would already work as on a front cover of a magazine. Okay, looking around the kitchen, I've just had a chili. I'm just going to put that in my mouth. I wanted something there, a bit more, something. We got 5 seconds, so we're pressing that, putting the camera there. That's pretty cool, we like that one. I want my head a bit more parallel with the camera though, so we're going to try that one again. I think I could be onto something here. Oh man, this is probably going to look better shot landscape now. Most of my work I do shoot landscape, but for this, because I had kind of magazine cover in my mind, I've set the camera up portrait. May have to change it round. I quite like this chili. I think that works pretty well. That's going to have all the colours that I want going on. I'm just going to have a wander around to see if I can find anything else to put in my mouth. Looking around the house, I found something to put over my mouth rather than in my mouth. Yeah, I think that one looks pretty cool. I am really now wondering what a couple of these would look like landscape. So just for the last couple, I love the idea of the chili. That really worked for me as a nice bright colour. And I think I'm going to do the tape again, but I'm going to do them as landscape shots. Yeah. Yeah, that one looks alright. That is possibly my favourite one today. One more with the chili. Oh, that's handy. I can rest my camera, me thingy on there. Never thought of doing that. Genius. Up here for dancing. I'm going to zoom out a tiny bit. I'm going to go to 24. Oh, I love that shot. I need a bit more hair in though. Oh no, that's great. That could be the one. Kind of works without my hands in it too. taken loads of pictures there. I don't know which ones I'm going to edit yet, or which one I'm going to use as the final picture to end this video with. Got quite a few different varieties of shots, and it's always the way you start off with an idea in mind, and then it evolves. You get into the zone, you get into the shoot, and it's great working with clients like this as well, because once you start bouncing off of each other, like picking up first of all the chili, and then I did some with my cup, I did some with my ring. That didn't really work, but it's okay for ideas not to work. It's just better to try these things, because if you think of an idea when you're on a shoot with a client and you go, oh, I feel a bit silly asking them that, oh, I don't know whether to mention that or not, you're always going to kick yourself if you don't. The worst thing they can say is, I don't really fancy doing that. And I have had that happen, and it does knock you back a little bit, but you just move on to something else. Because I've also had fantastic shoots that have ended up being used as covers on magazines, where you've just had an idea and it's like, do you know what, I've got to mention this now because I think this is going to look brilliant. And then it's down to you as the photographer to convince your client or your subject for the shoot how good it's going to look. And then at least if you've tried, it's better to try and fail than to have never tried at all. There you are, I'll leave it on that. That was good. It's like the end of He-Man in the 80s, and there's always that little moral at the end of it. But yeah, like I said, I should have ended it without bringing up He-Man.